Hi everyone, welcome to the Data Mini Challenge. This is a 4-part series where each week I'll be sharing with you a simple prompt designed to spark an idea and to get you making. If you're new here, I'm Pat and I make creative coding tutorials on this channel, and I also run a community called Spark. You can think of this series as a small taste of what we do inside Spark, a rhythm of consistency, creativity, and curiosity, with just enough structure to help you get started. The format is simple. We have a monthly theme and weekly prompts, and each week we come together to share what we have created and soak in inspiration from each other. This month's theme is Data Playground. We're using data as a creative ingredient with the goal of turning it into something personal and expressive. And yes, we're doing this inside Spark right now, but I'm opening it up to anyone who wants to join. So if you've been wanting to make more regularly and you just need a creative nudge, come play with us. Each challenge starts with a simple recipe. Pick your ingredients. That's your data, which can come from anywhere. You can collect it from your day, invent it from scratch, or connect it to something live. Cook it up. This is your visual and it can take any form. It doesn't have to make perfect sense, so don't overthink it. Just start making and have fun. This week's challenge is called Color Inventory. The idea is simple: to explore your world through color. You might extract colors from a photo, you might log the colors you see throughout your day, you might assign colors to moods or moments, or even generate a palette with randomness or your own logic. There's no one right way to do it, but there's only one rule: to use color as data. Alright, so I took a crack at it and here is what I came up with. A series of posters, each one centered around a different Thai dish, using colors extracted from the image itself as the palette. When I started, I didn't really have a final visual in mind. I just wanted to try extracting colors from an image, and that was my ingredient. And while doing some research, I came across this really cool data visualization by Nadieh Bremer. And this one is based on the famous Japanese manga Cardcaptor Sakura. For this piece, she mapped out how characters and chapters connect, and she grabbed the main colors from each chapter covers. She used the technique called K-means clusterings on images that were converted to the lab color space. The K-means clustering is a method that groups similar colors together and picks out a few that represents the whole set. So it's kind of like picking the main paint swatches that match the vibe of the image, and you can decide how many swatches or clusters that you want. And instead of using the usual RGB color space that the computers use, what she did was that she converted the image into this other color space called lab. And it's made to work more like how our eyes see color, so similar shades stick together better and the final palette feels more natural and balanced. And once I knew how to extract colors from the image and get the key colors, I started to think about how I want the final piece to look like. For the visual technique, I was inspired by a piece by Stig Møller Hansen. And interestingly, for this specific piece, he was originally inspired by one of my tutorials on image masking. And this time I wanted to try his approach. The basic idea is to take an image stored in Cartesian coordinates x and y and then rearrange it using polar coordinates r and theta. To do this, I looped through polar coordinates and converted each point back into Cartesian coordinates for drawing using these formulas: x equals to r cosine theta and y equals to r times sine theta. And this lets me map polar coordinates onto the flat grid-based image space. And while doing this, I sampled the brightness of each pixel from the original image and used that brightness to control the size of rectangles drawn on the final piece. And if I only applied the equations directly, I would get a circular version of the image. But once I start tweaking the radius and the angle and the equations in different ways, I was able to create all sorts of cool distortions and effects. One important note: the effect itself doesn't actually contain me using any text functions at all, right? The text-like effect that you see here is actually a visual illusion created by manipulating and arranging pixels based on an image that has a text on it. After several iterations, I started to understand how the effect worked, and now I wanted to decide what would the final piece look like. So I decided on anchoring this in something more cultural specific. So as a Thai person, I wanted to choose a few famous Thai dishes with distinct colors, and I could not do it without these three main dishes. Tom Yam Goong, which is this famous shrimp soup that has the main color of orange, green curry, as the name suggests, green, and mango sticky rice, yellow. And these became the centerpieces of the three final posters. And at some point, as I experimented with this, I realized that using the K-means in the lab color space might have been a bit of an overkill, especially since the food photos already had such bold, vibrant colors. But it was a fun excuse to explore and experiment, and also to learn something new. And that's it. That's how I went from a vague concept through some explorations and iterations to these final pieces. There's still more that I want to try, but for now, I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you want to try something similar, I have the starter sketch that allows you to extract the colors from an image using the same technique that I used, and you can just upload your image and start from there. And you can get it from the link down below along with each week's challenge. That's it for week 1 of the Data Mini Challenge. If you end up making something, be sure to tag me at Patt and also at spark.playground. I'm really excited to see what you guys make, and see you in challenge number 2. Bye!